This was not a surprise to me. The Commanders tend to lose the games that we ought to win. How are you playing at home against the 0-4 team and lose? That's what we do. It's typical, and I'm not surprised, but it still doesn't take down my frustration levels. I'm not surprised.
So I'm going in from this angle. Whenever there's a streak or a record, we either break it or we help them make it. You know what I'm saying? And I realized they were 14-0, come back from all of last season. I was like, and then to add icing on the cake, my heartfelt condolences to the family and the Bays organization, but they lost Dick Buckets on that day. And I said, it's going to turn into a kick buckets game now because here he comes. So let's just break down what was the epic fails thing. You were there. Matter of fact, kudos to my entire family. We're going to be showing pictures throughout here. But everybody was there except for me. And I'm in my feelings a little bit, but it's okay. But what do you think the epic fail starts, Sabrina?
I'm just surprised after 5 games how our defense is so porous. How are these teams scoring 30 plus on us? That's not the defense was supposed to be our strong suit coming into this season. So what does that mean? I hear a lot of people calling for Jack Del Rio to be fired. I don't know if that's what it needs to be or what, but I'm just so surprised that the defense is so porous. I think that was the epic fail. And the Bears had 2 sacks total. Their defense had 2 sacks total coming into this game. They were left with like 6-7 sacks. How is a team that ain't getting no sacks leaving the game with 5 or 6 sacks? That means your offensive line is struggling, as we've been saying week after week. So it's the defense and then it's the offensive line as per usual to me.
So, okay, so I'm a parlay and get on. I totally agree with you, but I'm going to add that third factor. You know what I'm going to say?
Don't do it.
Sabrina, I'm going to go in hard on him, Sabrina, but I'm going to go in a little bit. I think when we get another quarterback, we're going to do better. But my issue is the defense, especially the secondary and the linebackers. Now, the first time you said something about the linebackers in our first episode this season, I was like, I clearly see it now. They don't know how to cover the run. I mean, the pass. Mm-hmm. They don't, and the safeties don't help. And poor Forbes, he got benched, but that happens. That tends to happen. And Sabrina had a great story about one of the Eagles vets reaching out to him and giving him ups. But what did he say, Sabrina?
Yeah, Darius Slay from the Eagles, who's still a cornerback, was basically saying, like, I got benched twice my rookie season. Don't let that deter you. You're going to be great. And I thought that was so classy. You know what I'm saying? For another player to come at him who's in his division to be like, no, it's going to be okay. Like, don't let that get your head down, because Forbes has deactivated all his Twitter and all that. Like, he ain't trying to hear it because people have been coming at him.
But he's a rookie. What do we expect?
Exactly. People are too much.
Exactly. And this is why I'm going to take a step back and not go in so hard on these players, because they have feelings too. I want Rivera gone before I want Del Rio gone. And that might take
I agree.
Some people, but I think Del Rio is not as bad as Rivera, because EB is there. He has a great offensive coach. He has a great defensive coach. You need to be able to put it together. I just think his temperament is too soft. I think these players need a little bit more force personality. I've always thought he's been a little soft on them. I'm sorry. Yeah, but again, that OL is horrible and
atrocious.
It's going to take away.
They say if they continue at this level in terms of this pace, in terms of the number of sacks per game, Howell have been sacked like 100 and something times. It was astronomical. And as of right now, after the 5th game for us, he is the most sacked quarterback in the league. Like, no one has been sacked more by a nice margin. I think Daniel Jones is like 2nd or 3rd, but it's Howell by a wide margin. So what does that tell you? You need to address it.
You need to address it, and he needs to give it somebody who's going to help him release that ball, Sabrina. I did 4 different plays. 1 in each quarter. He is holding our ball between 7 and 9 seconds. Ooh, I can get back there and do that. I can find I so too. Come on, everybody be laughing when I said, but it's the truth. You going hard, and I get it. The people may not be open. It was like Gwen, they may be having great coverage now, but every team don't cover that well. And if that's the case, our players need to learn how to elude and get free. McLaurin was having a phenomenal career up until this year. Now, how the quarterback and he looked, man, they called for him to be traded. Don't get rid of McLaurin. He's not the issue. Those when in national TV, when there's a record to be made or broken, or man, it's just bad.
Yeah, and we always do better. Well, typically, I won't say that because we got blown out by the Bills, but typically when a team is better or we have to rise to an occasion, we seem to show up. But when it's like we play to the level of our opponent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Magic Johnson, one of the limited minority owners, he's like the front-facing voice of the owners, if you ask me, and he let them have it. He said they didn't play with no intensity. How could they play? It was awful. It was awful.
Yeah. And you know, Magic ain't trying to come here and be embarrassed, so they best to get it together. They better do something.
With a one positive from the whole game. You had to be watching it, so Sabrina and those at the stadium did not see this. But Muriel Bowser, Thursday Night Football, had Daryl Green, Doug Williams, and Muriel Bowser on in the segment. And when I saw her, I said, "Oh, that's it. We going back to DC. That's it." So we start saving my coins because we going back to DC. She was on a whole segment talking about the return, and she even said how we haven't had. I don't like to use the C word. Sabrina could spell it out the bomb because I don't believe in them. And I don't acknowledge them, but we just haven't had the best of luck, you know, than in PG County. So they need to come back to DC. And the last question they left her with was, "Are they coming back?" And she said, "Let's make it happen."
Yeah, she's always been about bringing us back here. I feel so confident that we're going to be back in DC. I'm so excited about that. Oh, one positive. I don't know if they showed this on TV, but at the stadium they showed Jonathan Allen broke our all-time sack record. He passed. Yeah. So that's great.
But yeah, and the defense always goes with that. And we dig ourselves too big of a hole when we let them run up and down the field on us in the first half. And nobody always, you get tired of coming back from behind. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice to say even kill with a team or let them go up by a field goal, a touchdown. We be 20 and 18 and 16.
It was 27-3 at halftime. They were booing their heads off in that stadium. And it was so sad because this was probably the best crowd we've had in terms of the camaraderie and the cheering and high five. This was the best crowd we have had. Yes.
But again, when your team haven't won nothing in the past 30, 35 years, you don't have the right to go to other stadiums and act like buttholes. You know what I'm saying? So the Eagles fans is guilty of that, and the Dallas fans are guilty of that. But most other teams that have a losing record longer than ours of non-appearance to the playoff or the Super Bowl, they come in with a little bit more class. They know not to get too into it because the Bears been horrible for years. Weird is never, but I would like to see Riverboat Ron gone before Jack.
And it would be nice, I think, having EB as the head coach, and then maybe Jack as the defensive coach, and that remains to be seen.
I don't think Jack the issue though, but let me be honest, because what is he not doing? He picking the right players. He got that line. He stay together. You can't get the Bama boys in the middle sweating and Chase on the ends. Come on now, that line is set and locked. He need to work on some better linebackers, and you got to get a veteran in the backfield to train up St. Jude. I think St. Jude or Carl is there most seasoned people back there. I could be wrong.
I think you're right.
Yeah. And that's not enough years. It's not. They don't have that boom in them like Teller had, like Prime had, like Locke had. Those people are exceptional. They won't be, Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? So that was my issue. They need somebody back there to train them up.
They need to bring in some old cornerbacks as consultants. Bring Richard Sherman up in here. He ain't my favorite, but
he's my
he can teach them, huh?
I swear, something needs to happen. Yeah. But again, you can't blame it. It just was a total letdown. So Commanders lose in prime time against the the winless Bears. So now they can pick their heads up. We always giving teams what they need. You know what I'm saying? So we look forward to we get to rest on Sunday. I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, but they're gonna have to find a way to turn this around because this is not good. Oh, like Sabrina said, we gotta give Howard 1 year, so I'm gonna lay off of him for the rest of the year. But Sabrina, I don't know if I can sit this calm all these rest of these weeks.
I watched him. Yeah. He tried to get the ball out quicker. He tried not to hold on as long. There were times he threw it away. The crowd was like, "What'd he do that for?" But he threw it away because he didn't.
My air violin.
Hush your mouth up. The man was trying. He's
okay, amen. But we need somebody that's doers. Amen too. But it just seems like Tomlin is on the decline, Sabrina. So it would be in his favor, you know what I'm saying? Because that dude has not had a losing season. So technically, he's still not losing. But just watching the Steelers play, it just seemed like he may be coming.
Like they're not as on it. They're not as crisp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a divisional game this week, so it'll really tell this week.
Oh,
that's my favorite division, the AFC North. I say it every show. And when they get together, you got to watch them games to the end because there's sometimes it be the one that you think is going to lose, be the one that when they play. That division play each other the hardest in all the divisions, if you ask me. I'm second, but that AFC North, they play each other hard. When you see them going against each other, you can't just say because this one is up and this one not. You know what I'm saying?
And as we've talked about in previous shows how Tomlin has never had a losing season. So I'm hoping that they'll turn it around. But like you said, it does seem like they're worse than 2-2 because they've been struggling. Yeah, something missing.
So I want to talk about the Vikings. So we want to discuss the 4 winless teams coming into this week. Now there's only one because they already beat us, so they're no longer on the winless list. But the Panthers are the only winless team now. But Sabrina, I still wanted to go in on the Vikings. How are they going to bounce back from a 1-3 start in that division they in?
And especially with the Chiefs coming up on this coming Sunday, I don't know how they're going to bounce back. They just have a lot of problems this year as well. And I feel bad for old Kirk Cousins because I just don't see him going nowhere with the Vikings. I don't see them having all the pieces that they need to do what they need to do.
Yeah, whoever his main target is dropped that ball too many times.
Oh, you're talking about Jefferson.
Yeah.
Jefferson, yeah.
I feel like they're going to have to really, he might, but Kurt been down before, Sabrina. He was with us all them years.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him 1 more year, but it's just bad to start off like that. You can only get your first win against another winless team.
And I'm looking at their upcoming games. So the Chiefs, that can be tough. But then they play the Bears. But then they play the 49ers.
Nope.
They got the Packers, the Falcons, the Saints, Broncos, the
Bears.
They
might come back on some of them games. Like that's most of them people you playing, they not doing all that well. So
but their last 3 games of the season, 2 of them are against their division opponent, the Lions. So I don't see the Vikings making the playoffs this year. I do not. I'm
gonna say you on that one. But we'll see. Kurt might surprise us. So we go from the winless teams to the only 2 teams remaining that are undefeated, and that's the 49ers and the Eagles.
Yeah.
So I told Sabrina, I can't believe Mr. Irrelevant from the 10th round, pick number 262, Purdy, is heading up everybody got this team ranked as the number 1 team in the NFL. And Kyle just might go to the ship this year. I got them going.
Okay.
So congratulations. 49ers always been my team a little bit in the background. My mom used to love Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.
What you mean the 49ers used to be your team? Don't do that.
They used to, okay, I ain't gonna lie. It was the Redskins, the Giants, then the 49ers. I was always NFC. So when one of them went, I could really, really be cheering for them because but I could never honestly root for them because I'm a Commanders fan. But I'm not mad because it is Kyle, you know what I'm saying? I think that was a huge loss when we let him and the other one, Rams.
Yeah. What's the name?
The Rams.
Shanahan and oh my God, I'm looking right at his face. Dang. The Rams coach, y'all, is skipping. I'm looking at McVay.
Yeah, when they let both of them leave. Because they were both assistant coaches in our organization. I just would have just held on to them. You have to be able to see. That's something that we're not good as an organization with Commanders. They don't look 5 years down the road, which is why we had so many issues. But getting back to my points, I really think the 49ers are legitimately the best team in the NFL right now.
And so that's funny you say that, because the next topic was kind of like, after the first quarter of the year, of the season, what are your thoughts? Like, who do you think is doing well? Who has the best chances to go to the Super Bowl? And so you feel like the 49ers definitely, of course.
Definitely.
Are there running. I think the Eagles, unfortunately.
You got the Eagles over the 49ers?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. No. I'm just saying I think that they're in the discussion of.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Unfortunately, at this moment today, the name who shall be remain nameless, who we don't care for, they could be in discussion a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you gotta call it like it is.
I'm gonna call it like it is, and they not in my discussion. So the top 4 NFC teams. Okay, I gotta take that back. Okay.
So we don't want to say it, but
yeah, you might be right.
It's what it is.
From our division, the 49ers, and who's the fourth one?
Ooh, who would be the fourth? Ain't nobody jumping out for me.
At all. They're gonna fight for that last one.
Yeah.
On my list. We had an offensive line I could put us there, but I can't.
Yeah.
At all. So yeah, on the AFC side, this would be a harder draw.
I think it's a little easier for who would you pick?
The Bills and the Dolphins, and then
okay. Right. And then after that, the Ravens. I would say the Ravens.
Definitely.
It's funny how we keep coming up with three and three.
Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs. Come on, yeah. What am I thinking?
Yeah. So, yeah, the Chiefs. So that's my top 4 for the AFC. So now that we reported in, how do you feel about the games we watched so far, Sabrina?
The games for just the Commanders or overall?
Overall.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see a 70-point win. Let's talk about that. I never thought I would see that in my life in the NFL. Never thought I'd see that. I'm
surprised. I would say you would 6 out against them.
Huh? Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. These refs need to stop cheating for them Chiefs. Sabrina had a whole, I don't watch too many games. These Chiefs calls be very suspect. Sabrina had a whole little clip last year. Let me see if I can repost it or send it to her about how my homeboy gets preferential treatment when it comes to these calls. They do. Clearly, that dude, go back last game, that dude had, he was pass interference. They waited till the ball was intercepted, then they called it. They didn't call it when it first happened, they called it. And it's just it's so obvious now.
Yeah, and their linemen be holding like, I don't know what, like they holding a loaf of bread.
Like they got pocketbooks, all of them. You get what I'm saying? And then they don't call it. And then my call was, Sabrina said I was wrong, and I listened to her answer, but this is what I'm going to say. Men usually don't talk about what we're going to discuss. So this be real candid. But we did have this conversation about this thing. People in the betting world basically said my homeboy Neil and didn't score to keep the points in line so Vegas could win. Sabrina was like, nah, I don't think he ran into the end zone because he didn't want them to get the ball back. So we're going to leave that up in the air. But it was pretty suspect. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it does make you think, and how I say things that make you go, you know what I mean?
The math ain't mathing. They don't call none of them. So now that Tom Brady is gone, they have given that hat to Mahomes.
That golden boy treatment, I hate it. I hate it. Can you see my face? I hate it.
I can't understand it. But so in each game, I catch 2 or 3 calls that even somebody like me, I'm not really up. I can't. A person can hold in front of me. I really don't get it. I get it. I know what it looks like. I know when it's egregious. I know when they like throw somebody to the ground. But those subtle ones I don't catch. But these holding calls, they be missing be egregious.
Right. It's not like a quick hold and then they let go. It be holding on for dear life and then go out the side like that. What are you doing?
Exactly. That gets at my crawl. I'm like, nah. So that's my topic of the game's pretty much going. I'm surprised at a couple of other teams that's struggling right now, but we're only 1 quarter in. We'll revisit it in week 9. But I'm telling you, the one thing that stands out is the non-calls.
Okay, so after week 4, everybody, let me just give y'all the quick total. We did very well last week. Gwen got 9 out of 11 picks right last week. I got 10 out of 11. So we did very well. Here's our current totals of picks. Gwen is 29 and 16. I am 32 and 11. Okay.
Catch up with Sabrina.
You're going to catch up. We got many weeks to go.
Let's see. Now, let's start it off, baby. Let's start off with the game of the week.
Ooh, what's the game of the week? We already know.
Them things going to be the Cowboy killers. They playing the 49ers.
Ooh, this is going to be a game.
This one. So you know who I'm going with. The Cowboys. They done knocked them Bama's off the playoffs the past 2 years. Might be 3 if I'm mistaken, but I know at least 2 twice. So I'm 49ers. They could be playing on Mars. It don't matter. Home field advantage. I don't care. Let's go at them. Mr. Irrelevant. Come on.
Yeah. Girl, I think you're right. I think this is going to be a good game, but I think the 49ers are going to win.
They got that dude out the 7th round. At least Tom came from the 6th round. They got this dude the last out the 7th round. Why we got stuff like that? Maybe
we be doing it all wrong. Maybe we go for like the top, the first round. We need to go later in the rounds to find somebody. So we both pick the 49ers.
Definitely.
All right. I think that's going to be a really good game. All right, let's go over to another game in London tomorrow. The Jaguars at the Bills. So technically the Bills are the home team, but they're in London. So, it is what it is. I'm going to pick the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills.
Okay. You know what though? But the Jaguars need.
I'm
still sticking with the Bills. I'm just saying the Jaguars need this game. They have not been doing as well as what people thought. They've been coming up every season now, and it's like they're regressing. I don't know what's happening.
That's my sleeper team, but we'll see.
Okay, Ravens at Steelers in Pittsburgh.
My favorite division, AFC North. I'm gonna do the Ravens though. Tomlin gonna have to pull something major off, and I don't think they have it in their arsenal. Lamar gonna step up because it's a divisional game.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm tempted to pick the Steelers, but I don't think this is the game for that.
Not this one. Okay, how about the Giants and the Dolphins?
I think this is an obvious one for me.
Me too.
Okay. Them
fans. I'm gonna go back on them one more week because they was my only loss last week. But go ahead.
So Dolphins. Okay. Next, we have another NFC East team playing against the Rams. The Eagles at the Rams in California, SoFi. So that this one of the ones I'm getting the feeling in my shoulder. It could go south a little bit, not the way people think. I'm picking the Rams. I'm picking the upset because I imagine the Eagles would be favored. I'm picking the Rams.
I'm gonna do the Eagles.
Okay, and that makes sense. This might be a game you can catch up with me.
Doubt it. You seem to be getting the luck in that early.
Okay, just a couple more guys. Chiefs and Vikings. The Vikings need some wins.
Right now, but they ain't gonna get it this week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Defense is terrible. Who gonna stop that? Who gonna stop that fast? My homeboy they got too much. Yeah, it's a tall mountain to climb. That's all.
Okay, this game, Panthers at Lions in Detroit.
Lions.
Yeah, no need to waste time.
Gonna be undefeated.
You mean winless?
They're still gonna be winless. Only way they're gonna come out of that is, are we on the schedule to play them this year?
I need to look and see because that's a game we need to worry about.
Exactly. This might be a pretty good game, being the Bengals at the Cardinals.
Okay, this could go either way because Bengals have been not themselves. Burrow is still not himself.
Burrow's hurt.
Oh, big time. Do I dare I'm picking the Cardinals, dang it.
And I'm gonna do the Bengals.
Yeah, you might catch me this week, but
I ain't catching you because you always seem to eke it out. Go ahead.
All right, we got 2 more. Let's see how we pick these. Jets at Broncos. Broncos won their first game last week. Oh, that could go either way, dang it.
Got that new boy in and he ain't acclimated yet, and at least I think Russell gonna get another one. But I don't know. I'm not confident with the Jets. Russell can probably sneak one in on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Broncos by a slim margin.
Yeah, Russell can sneak one in on this one because I don't like that Jets defense. And I don't think that quarterback situation is all sorted out yet. And the last one is it's a game that we had to get 10, so we threw this in. The Packers at the Raiders. I think Love can pull this one out. He got enough that he can pull this one out.
I'm gonna go against the grain yet again.
Sabrina, okay. Girl, you must got X-ray vision to see through this. Ain't no way. Girl, I don't trust them Raiders to save my life. But it's waiting to have another great week of football. I hope my Commanders get these extra days to rest, get their act together.
They better be praying. They need to go to church.
Be doing something. Let's go, because this is
So thanks for joining. I'm Sabrina.
I'm Gwen. Stay safe, stay blessed, love someone. Bye.
Bye-bye.